Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Emre. In this new series of my channel, I'm going to be cooking one portion dishes. This series is going to be for anyone who lives alone, like me, and for the moments when you feel like you want to eat something, but you do not want to be stuck with it for the rest of your life, because you're just going to cook it, eat it, and you're going to be over with it. And the first video of this series is going to be about one portion Nutella brownies. So enjoy! You know, normally for making brownie, for making any kind of cake, you need to use eggs to set the consistency perfectly and to get everything stuck into each other in a good way. But for a one portion brownie, that's not really possible, because if you put one egg, it's going to be too much and it's going to smell so much like egg, and it's going to taste like a sugary omelette. We don't want that. So there are two ways I can suggest you. You can crack one egg, you can whisk it, then you can take half of it and use for the ingredients. Or you can use some Nutella, which is going to be amazing, believe me, amazing for the consistency, for color, for taste, for texture and everything. So it's going to be just as perfect as Nutella. In my jar, I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of Nutella. Even though Nutella has like oil, sugar, nuts, cocoa powder and everything else, when you cook it, it's going to lose its strength. This is why we need to support it, and we need to try to make it more cakey. So what we need for that is some butter. This is 1 tablespoon of butter. I put it in a pan. I melted it over really small, slow heat, almost like a candle. So it didn't get any brown, as you can see, but it just melted. And when you melt it, it turns into 2 tablespoons of melted butter. By the way, it's salted. It's really important for the balance of the flavors. So that goes in. Again, Nutella loses its strength when you cook it. So the brownie still needs some sugar, but I'm going to use brown sugar. White plain sugar is perfectly fine, but for the moist and the fudgy taste of the brownie, brown sugar is better. This is a little less than 1, a little more than half a tablespoon of brown sugar. That goes in. What's next is a very important ingredient for brownie. This is 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. That goes in. Only 2 drops of vanilla essence. I'll give them a mix. I switched to a spatula. So what goes inside now is 1 tablespoon of milk and 1 tablespoon of flour that I sifted. All-purpose flour. By the way, I'm mixing everything into this jar, but if you do not want to dirt any more jar than that you are going to cook your brownie in, you can definitely use that cup that you are going to put into oven. So this is the consistency that we need. It's a perfect brownie consistency. It's actually the consistency of Nutella. So this is how you can understand it. I have some drops of leftover oil here in the cup that I put the butter. So I am going to drop them into my cup, and I'm gonna brush it all around so brownie is not going to stick. By the way, you don't have to do that if you are not going to take your brownie out of the cup, but I'm going to for my presentation. This is why I want to oil it. See, only like 2 drops of melted butter was enough. And the next thing I'm gonna do to support the chocolatey taste and the texture of brownie, putting half a tablespoon of cocoa powder into this cup again, and just tapping the cup like this. I'm gonna stick it all around the cup. After you cook the brownie, when you take it out of the cup, it's going to look super nice, like a velvet on the outside, thanks to this cocoa powder. I'm going to get rid of the excess cocoa powder that I do not need. And now I can put the mixture into the cup. It is perfectly ready, as you can see. Now it can go to the oven, which is preheated to 190 degrees with the fan open. Switching on the fan is really important. for the beautiful cracky look of brownie. So do not forget that. It's going to stay in the oven for 20 minutes.